Why do some people stay calm when everything around them seems to be falling apart? While others panic, they somehow remain steady and focused. Why do they recover faster from setbacks, handle stress better, and keep moving forward when life gets difficult? Most people assume it's because they're smarter, more talented, or simply luckier than everyone else, but that's not the real answer. The secret is something much deeper: mental strength. Here's the key. Mentally strong people are defined not just by what they do, but by what they refuse to do. Over time, they've learned to avoid certain habits that drain energy and create unnecessary stress. In this video, you'll discover 20 things mentally strong people never do, and some of these may surprise you. As you watch, pay attention to which habits might be quietly affecting your own mindset and daily life. Stay until the end. The final lesson is one of the most powerful mental strength principles. This lesson can change how you face challenges. Let's start with the first thing mentally strong people never do. The first thing mentally strong people never do is feel sorry for themselves when life gets difficult. Everyone faces setbacks, disappointments, failures, and unfair situations. That's simply part of life. But mentally weak people often get trapped in thoughts like, "Why me?" or "Life is unfair." The problem is that self-pity feels productive, but it rarely solves anything. Mentally strong people allow themselves to feel disappointment, but they don't stay there for long. Instead of focusing on what happened, they focus on what they can do next. They understand that energy spent complaining is energy that can't be used to find solutions. That's why they train themselves to look for opportunities, lessons, and actions even during difficult moments. They may not control every challenge they face, but they always try to control how they respond to it. That mindset gives them a huge advantage in life. Next is the second thing mentally strong people never do, something that affects millions every day. The second thing mentally strong people never do is give away their power to other people. Many people allow a single negative comment, criticism, or opinion to completely ruin their mood and confidence. When you let someone else control how you feel, you're essentially handing them the remote control to your emotions. Mentally strong people understand that they can't control what others say or do, but they can control how they respond. They refuse to let other people's behavior determine their happiness, focus, or self-worth. The third thing mentally strong people never do is fear change more than they fear staying the same. Change can feel uncomfortable because it pushes us into unfamiliar situations and challenges. But mentally strong people know that growth almost always requires change. Instead of resisting it, they learn to adapt, improve, and look for opportunities hidden inside new situations. Next, let's look at what mentally strong people never waste energy on. The fourth thing mentally strong people never do is waste energy on things they can't control. Many people spend hours worrying about situations they have absolutely no power to change. They stress about the weather, other people's behavior, world events, or things that already happened in the past. Mentally strong people use a much simpler approach. They separate life into two categories. The first category contains things they can control, such as their attitude, effort, habits, and decisions. The second category includes things they can't control, other people's opinions, unexpected events, and past mistakes. Instead of wasting energy on the second category, they focus most of their attention on the first. This doesn't mean they ignore problems. It means they direct their energy where it can actually make a difference. As a result, they feel less stressed, make better decisions, and continue making progress even during difficult situations. Next, you'll discover 2 habits mentally strong people avoid because they quietly destroy confidence, freedom, and growth. The fifth thing mentally strong people never do is spend their lives trying to please everyone. Many people constantly seek approval because they want to avoid criticism, rejection, or conflict. But the truth is simple. No matter what you do, someone will disagree with you. Mentally strong people understand that trying to make everyone happy is an impossible mission. Instead, they live by their values, make decisions they respect, and accept that not everyone will approve. The sixth thing mentally strong people never do is avoid calculated risks simply because they're afraid. They don't take reckless risks, but they also know that growth rarely happens inside a permanent comfort zone. Before making a move, they gather information, prepare carefully, and evaluate the possible outcomes. Then they act, even when success isn't guaranteed, because they understand that opportunity often requires courage. And next, we'll look at a habit that keeps many people trapped for years, constantly looking backward instead of moving forward. The seventh thing mentally strong people never do is spend their lives dwelling on the past. Many people replay old mistakes, failed relationships, missed opportunities, and embarrassing moments over and over again. The problem is that no amount of worrying can change something that has already happened. Mentally strong people understand that the past should be used as a teacher, not as a permanent residence. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen?" forever, they eventually begin asking, "What can I learn from this?" They accept their mistakes, take responsibility when necessary, and use those experiences to become wiser. Rather than carrying the full weight of the past, they carry only the lessons that came from it. This allows them to move forward without being trapped by regret, guilt, or endless self-criticism. They know that growth happens in the present moment, not while endlessly replaying old memories. Next, you'll discover two habits that separate mentally strong people from those who stay stuck year after year. The eighth thing mentally strong people never do is keep repeating the same mistakes without learning from them. Everyone makes mistakes. In fact, mistakes are often one of the best teachers you'll ever have. The real problem starts when people keep repeating the same mistakes without changing their approach. Mentally strong people reflect on their experiences and look for ways to do better next time. The ninth thing mentally strong people never do is resent other people's success. When others succeed, many people become jealous or frustrated because they compare it to their own situation. Mentally strong people see success differently. Instead of feeling threatened, they become curious. They ask questions, study successful people, and look for lessons they can apply in their own lives. They understand that someone else's success doesn't reduce their own chances. There's room for more than one winner. Next, we'll look at a habit that causes many people to quit too early, often just before real progress begins. The 10th thing mentally strong people never do is give up after the first failure. Many people treat failure as proof that they aren't talented enough, smart enough, or capable enough to succeed. As soon as they encounter a setback, they quit and assume the goal simply wasn't meant for them. Mentally strong people see failure differently. They view it as part of the process rather than the end of the journey. They understand that improvement often comes from making mistakes, adjusting strategies, and trying again. Instead of asking, "Why did I fail?" they often ask, "What can this experience teach me?" If you study successful people, you'll often find a long history of failures, setbacks, and disappointments behind their success. The difference is that they didn't allow those failures to become permanent stopping points. They kept learning, improving, and moving forward long enough to eventually reach their goals. Next, you'll discover two habits many people see as weaknesses, but mentally strong people view as hidden strengths. The 11th thing mentally strong people never do is fear spending time alone. Many people avoid being alone because silence forces them to face their thoughts, emotions, and personal challenges. As a result, they constantly distract themselves with entertainment, social media, or endless activity. Mentally strong people see alone time as a chance for reflection, learning, and growth. The 12th thing mentally strong people never do is believe the world owes them success, happiness, or special treatment. Some people spend years waiting for opportunities, recognition, or rewards to arrive without taking meaningful action. Mentally strong people know that life isn't always fair, and nobody is guaranteed a perfect outcome. Instead of focusing on what they deserve, they focus on improving and creating opportunities. They understand that lasting success is usually earned through consistent action, patience, and responsibility. Next, you'll discover a habit that quietly sabotages goals by making people expect results too quickly. The 13th thing mentally strong people never do is expect immediate results from meaningful goals. Many people start a new habit, project, business, or fitness plan and expect major progress within days. When results don't appear quickly, they become discouraged and often give up completely. Mentally strong people understand that most valuable things take time to develop, whether it's building confidence, improving health, learning skills, or achieving success. They focus less on instant rewards and more on consistent effort over long periods of time. They know that small actions repeated daily often create bigger results than occasional bursts of motivation. Even when progress feels slow, they trust the process and continue moving forward because they understand that patience isn't about waiting. It's about continuing to work while waiting. Next, you'll discover 2 emotional habits that can quietly give others control over your life. The 14th thing mentally strong people never do is allow other people to control their emotions. Many people let a rude comment, criticism, or disagreement determine how they feel for the rest of the day. Mentally strong people understand that emotions are important, but reactions should be chosen carefully. They refuse to hand over control of their mood, confidence, or self-worth to someone else's behavior. Instead, they focus on responding thoughtfully rather than reacting emotionally in the moment. The 15th thing mentally strong people never do is avoid difficult conversations forever. Many people avoid uncomfortable discussions because they fear conflict, rejection, or awkward situations. But avoiding important conversations often allows small problems to grow into much bigger ones. Mentally strong people address issues honestly and directly, even when it's uncomfortable. Growth begins where comfort ends. Next, you'll discover 2 habits that can transform how you view success and progress. The 16th thing mentally strong people never do is compare their entire journey to someone else's progress. In today's world, it's easy to compare yourself to people who seem more successful or further ahead in life. But comparisons are unfair. You compare your struggles to someone else's highlights. Mentally strong people focus on one comparison: who they were yesterday versus who they are today. They measure progress by personal growth, not by trying to keep up with everyone else. The 17th thing mentally strong people never do is stop learning. Some people believe that once they finish school or gain experience, learning is no longer necessary. Mentally strong people know that growth requires constant curiosity, adaptation, and improvement. They continue reading, learning new skills, seeking feedback, and expanding their knowledge throughout life. The moment you stop learning, stop growing. Next, the final 3 habits, including the most powerful lesson. The 18th thing mentally strong people never do is quit simply because something is hard. Many people start motivated, but look for an exit the moment things get difficult. They assume that if something feels hard, it must be a sign that they're on the wrong path. Mentally strong people understand that difficulty is often a normal part of growth and progress. They don't expect every challenge to be easy, comfortable, or enjoyable. Instead of focusing on how far they still have to go, they focus on taking the next step. They know that challenges build resilience, confidence, experience, and mental toughness. When obstacles appear, they adapt, learn, and continue moving forward rather than giving up. Over time, that persistence allows them to accomplish things that once seemed impossible. We're in the final stretch. Only 2 habits remain, and the last may be the most important lesson of all. The 19th thing mentally strong people never do is allow fear to make their decisions for them. Fear is natural. Everyone feels it when taking risks, trying something new, or facing uncertainty. The problem begins when fear becomes the decision maker instead of simply being a source of information. Mentally strong people don't ignore fear, but they also don't automatically obey it. They examine their fears carefully and separate realistic concerns from imagined disasters. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" they often ask, "What might happen if I never try?" They gather facts, evaluate risks, prepare carefully, and then make decisions based on logic and values. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking action. That's why mentally strong people keep growing while others stay within comfortable limits. We've reached the final lesson, the foundation of every other form of mental strength. The 20th and final thing mentally strong people never do is betray their own values. Life often makes the easy path tempting, pushing you to fit in, cut corners, or compromise your values. Mentally strong people know that abandoning your values weakens trust in yourself. That's why they use their principles as a compass, especially during difficult decisions and uncertain situations. They know that short-term rewards gained by sacrificing integrity often create long-term regret. Instead, they choose honesty, discipline, and responsibility, even when it's harder. True confidence doesn't come from money, status, or approval. It comes from trusting yourself. Every lesson in this video comes back to one idea: staying true to who you are and what you stand for. Mental strength isn't born, it's built through daily habits and choices. Which habit do you need to improve most? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, mental strength is built one decision at a time.